Welcome back, welcome back. This time I'm doing It's Free Real Estate. Reopen a location on the same turn you played it 50 and then 100 times. And doing my video on this achievement will essentially unlock the ability to use locations in my future videos without accidentally making progress there and ruining this video. Now, I do have 2 progress on this already because I ran an experiment, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But in the meantime, this is reopen a location on the same turn you play it. And unlike minions, you can't return a location to your hand, so you only have that limited window of opportunity each time you play a location to make progress on this. So, let us look at the different locations that we have that we could potentially reopen. I'll start with the rogue one. Draw a card. If you play it this turn, reopen this. So, to reopen this one multiple times on the same turn, you would need a deck full of very cheap cards. And let's say your deck is full of 1-drops. Even at 10 mana, you can get, well, I mean, you can only get up to 4 progress on it. So, you would want a deck full of 1 and 2-drops to make 4 progress on this. Tide pools. Discover a spell that costs 3 or less. After you cast a spell, reopen it. Now, this does discover spells that you are more likely to be able to cast with this because they are cheap. And you can only get 3 progress off of this for the turn that you play it. Parrot Sanctuary. Your next Battlecry minion costs 1 less. After you play a Battlecry minion, reopen this. Fill your deck with Battlecry minions. Have them ready to go. And you can make up to 3 progress a turn with this. Hiking Trail. After you gain armor, reopen this. Fill your deck with ways to gain armor. The cheaper the better. And you can make up to 3 progress for your turn doing this. Pirates with summon 2/1/1 pirates with charge. After your hero attacks, reopen this. Now this one, unless you give your hero Wind Fury somehow, you can only ever make 1 progress with this. So Demon Hunter is not a good way to go to make progress on this achievement. Now, all that being said, I think the best way to go is with Death Knight. This location has 5 durability, and Death Knight, certain kinds of Death Knight decks have lots of ways to summon lots of minions and have them all die on the same turn. In fact, Crop Rotation or Army of the Dead by themselves can get you all 4 or 5 progress on that same turn. And with other cheap rushes or whatever, you can augment the crop rotation with 1 more minion pretty easily. So, 2 locations in your deck, 5 potential progress each time you play one. This seems like just the best option to make progress. So I'm going to fill out this deck and let's see what it looks like. Quick interjection. I realized later that you can only get durability -1 progress from each of these locations because the final use destroys the location and it can no longer be reopened. So the maximum progress for each location is actually 4 for Death Knight, 3 for Rogue, and 2 for any of the others. Alright, so I have 2 copies of the location and the Army of the Dead and the crop rotation. I also have, I wanted to keep any rushes that I put in the deck 2 mana or less. That way Horizon Edge plus crop rotation plus one of the rushes is at most 9 mana. So I put in a few 2-cost rush minions, and then also this guy and the Chained Guardian can get down there for cost. And because this guy wants plagues shuffled in, I put in a plague package. And then also a couple of location manipulations. So the scrapbooking student can summon a copy of a friendly location. So if I have one available when I play my location, it might be um, beneficial to leave one durability on it so that the next turn I can summon a copy of it and make more progress that way. Although, ooh, there's a good question. Would it summon a new location or would it summon a copy with the same durability? This may not actually help. Um, so I'll try to do this at least once during the game to see what the new location's uh, remaining durability ends up being. But even if not that, at the very least, Travel Agent could discover a location from any class, which means it could discover. I mean, there's a number of locations that you can reopen, so um, this could result in additional progress. So, the experiment I was talking about, I wanted to see if your ghoul that you can summon would reopen I mean, certainly it will reopen the location, but would it count as progress? And the answer turned out to be yes. So, for that reason, crop rotation is sufficient because uh, you can do crop rotation, have them all die, summon your ghoul. Whether it attacks another minion or the face, it will die at the end of the turn and reopen your location, and that will count as progress for the achievement. And I have a clip for you that I'll show you here before I go into the game. Alright, experiment time.
All right must end.
Have my gratitude.
Yes. How is that 2? You saw me do it once. But that was actually my second game. In my first game, I played the location, summoned the ghoul, attacked with it, and ended turn, but forgot to actually use the location first. But it seems like it counted the progress because that's literally the only two times I've played a location so far this expansion, which means there may be a slight bug in the tracking. Okay, so at least I don't have the location I'm aiming for, but at least I can see what this does. Yep, it copies the remaining durability as well, which means it is actually not useful for making progress. Okay, for my first game, um, I failed to ever draw the location uh, to make progress, but I did discover a location and I was able to test this. It did in fact copy the remaining durability, which means there are fringe times when this could be useful to make. So, for instance, if you do your location but you're not able to exhaust its durability, you could use this to exhaust the rest of the durability along with some more rush minions. But I think that's niche enough that I should get rid of these and just put some more draw in the deck. Um, some draw and AoE damage together. So, yeah, let's try this again.
The Lich King versus Tyrande.
You give me strength.
All will serve me in death.
Ah, the location right away. So, yeah, I'll just keep these.
permission to speak.
Blessings to you.
Light sings, and the impure fall.
My pain doesn't compare to your plague. Share my pain!
You have earned an eternity
Share my
of
pain!
torment. Job's done. No reprieve!
Feel that healing beat. Step to this.
No reprieve!
Molded in mine. Death cannot be bound. Torment.
No
Death cannot be
reprieve!
bound. Bound torment.
No reprieve! My rage is not bound by size. Need help? Let's give you some extra time.
Molded in mine.
The citadel stands strong.
What's your dream destination?
This could potentially lead to more progress, but I'm not sure that I have time for that. I was a little tilted here. This is definitely the wrong line of attack. I should have sent everything I had at the taunt on the left and left that little 1-1 alone.
No reprieve!
Little time.
I might just be dead here. Yep. Oh no, not yet. Okay, so I can do the thing at least once.
And serve your king.
Excellent. I'm still dead on board, but I made good progress. Or I made half of the progress that I could have made that game.
Molded in mine.
Well, I could have made a little bit more if I lasted longer with that. Interesting. 5 durability. Use once. Reopen. Use twice. Reopen. Use 3 times. Reopen. Use 4 times. Reopen. Use 5 times. It's dead. You can only make durability -1 progress on each thing, which makes it even more imperative to use the higher durability locations. Okay, so 1 accidental progress and 1 progress from the experiment, 4 progress in the game. You can probably expect 4 or 8 progress per game, with occasional bonuses from discovering a location. It's still gonna be a slog. But I think this is close to the best you're gonna get. Alright, good luck. Have a good